On June 29th, I went on one of the most spontaneous adventures of my young life. What was supposed to be a normal day out with the family turned into an experience that I may not ever forget. My family rode out to the Pagsanjan Falls in Laguna on a complete whim of one of my uncles. And honestly, at first, I was scared, out of my comfort zone, and very apprehensive in what we got ourselves into. And I could talk about the mystique of the river we rode on, the nature of the wildlife in the area, or about the beautiful falls itself. But what really inspired me that day was the team of men who guided my family and I to the falls. In me and my parents' case, there were two men guiding us, Willy in the back, and leading the front the entire time, Ernie. We set out on this skinny watercraft, and how high the water was compared to the boat made me nervous. The three boats that my family rented out were all tied together and led by a motorboat. And as we moved along, we started to wonder just how far the destination was. Remember, we had no idea what we were in for. Eventually, the motorboat was cut off and the guides would start rowing themselves. By this point, my mom asked, "Are we near?" And Ernie told us we're only a third of the way there. We slowly transitioned from an urban area to a rural area to being inside the heart of the jungle. I was awestruck by the location's beauty and how anywhere I would looked like a scene out of Jurassic Park or an Indiana Jones film. We started hitting these spots with lots of rocks and stones embedded into the ground, and through manual means the guides got us upstream. The boats would turn and we'd have to balance our body weight to make sure we didn't topple over. The men use their feet to lead the boat in the direction they want, and the river has these logs of wood set up for easy transport. You'd have to be in top physical condition to be able to do this kind of job. Since my boat was so heavy with 3 individuals, I felt so bad for Ernie, but I knew I was completely out of my element. Any help I tried to give would probably make things worse. Here, Ernie tackles one of the most difficult parts of the river, going upstream and with long distances to make. He'd had to rely on his own strength to pull up the boat. Ernie does multiple jobs just to make ends meet. He works at the tourist place weekly but also drives a tricycle, which is a means of local transportation here in the Philippines. He also works in construction if he has time. He would talk to us about how the Pagsanjan Falls is a popular spot for tourists, but because of the recent attacks on Marawi, Ernie says that their business would be hurt by foreigners being scared away from visiting the Philippines. Eventually, we would make it to the Pagsanjan Falls, and my family would go on to complete their adrenaline rush of a journey. The men would actually sail us into the falls via a bamboo raft, but I don't have any footage of that. I was too busy living in the moment. This was an exhilarating experience altogether. The team of men helped my traveling group of seniors and kept them safe throughout the whole time that we were out there. Although my family tipped the men graciously at the end of our journey, I was still too shy to show my own gratitude. But I hope through making this video, I get to showcase the hard work of these men, as well as recommend seeing the Pagsanjan Falls to locals and tourists altogether. Going downstream was much easier for Ernie and all the other guides, but as I sat there watching these men work, I observed the nature and contemplated what all of us individuals have in common. Struggle, gratitude, wonder. We all struggle through things for a better outcome. We find the things to be thankful for, and yet we still go out to find things that complete our search of curiosity.